What's up, everybody? Cruz here with Dungeon Boxing Club. Today I have my beautiful daughter Jazzy with me, and we're going to be going over some basic punch combinations and hip movement. So stick around. Okay, so I got Jazzy here in her boxing stance. So we're gonna work on throwing the jab, which I like to refer to as the #1 punch. So when I tell my fighters throw a #1, they automatically know to throw the jab. Okay. One thing I like to teach my fighters is you always want to put a little bit of the left hip into that punch along with the shoulder. Reason being is you don't want to overextend when you're throwing that jab, because then you leave yourself open to uppercuts. So you want to use the hip and the shoulder to get that extra length that you're looking for. And also, your power is coming from the hip and it's coming through the shoulder into the punch. Okay? So when you throw those things unanimously, you put them together, you're bound to throw one powerful jab. So Jazzy, go ahead and show us what that jab looks like. Perfect. One more time. Good job. You notice how she puts that hip and she throws the shoulder with it? That ensures that it is a straight punch and there's a lot of power in there. Throw that once more. One more. All right, now that we got the #1 down, we're gonna follow that with what I call the #2, which is the straight right. So Jazzy, show us what the straight right looks like. Good job. You notice how she throws that hip with that punch? So the punch is coming from the back of her heel into the hip, out the shoulder, straight to her opponent. One more time. Good job. So now you're gonna put the 1-2 together, Jazzy. Show us what that looks like. Good job. You see how when she throws that jab, she's using that left hip to set up the right hip. So she throws that with the hip movement, which prepares her to throw the next hip as hard as she can. Show us again. Good job. Now you always want to throw that hip, okay? Especially this being her power hand. This is what she's going to hit her opponent with as fast as she can, as hard as she can. But she's only going to be able to make it an effective punch if she puts all that power through the hip. So once again, Jazzy, show us the 1-2. One more time. Now that we got the 1-2 down, we're going to go into the #3 punch, which is the left hook. So when I tell my fighters, give me a 1-2-3, they know to give me a straight jab, followed by a straight right into the left hook. Now we're going to do this in slow motion, so you guys can see how the hip coincides with the punch, okay? So Jazzy, give us the 1 in slow motion. Good job. Notice how her hip is set up to turn hard when she comes to that right hand. So she sets up her body so that she can really counter hard with that right hip. Go into the #2. Perfect. Now you see how she's set up to follow up with the left hip, okay? So the hip is always going to dictate which punch is coming next, okay? Now that she's got all her power turned into that left hip, she can now throw a solid left hook. Go ahead, Jazzy. Good job. So let's put those punches together. 1, 2, 3. Good job. One more hit. Perfect. And that's the 1, 2, 3. I hope this video was informative for you. I encourage you all to practice these moves. Make sure you're throwing the hips with every punch. Another piece of advice is the elbows. So when you're in your boxing stance, make sure these elbows are always pressed up against the body. The elbow's job is to protect your body. So if your elbows are up here while you're throwing your punches, they're not doing their job. Along with the right hand pressed up against the cheek. That hand there is to protect you from your opponent's left hooks, okay? So if that hand is flying over here somewhere, you're gonna leave yourself open to punches. But we'll get into that in a further video. I hope this video was informative for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back next week with another video.
Church mother in they church hat clap. Man, that sure gave her color purple coming back clap. When that whole week beat you up and stress you, but you hear that organ playing and remind you of your blessings. And